चलो. Very good morning, everyone. How are you all? Everyone fine. Last class we completed employee stock option plan. Any doubt in that? Any doubt in that? Then we started buyback of equity shares. We have done question number 1. For that question number 1, balance sheet was pending. I have given as homework. Have you done it? And also question number 2 was homework. I think you have not done it. First, any doubt regarding concept? So buyback of equity shares, I think the accounting treatment and concept is somehow related to redemption of preference shares. So buyback of equity shares can be done out of point number A, free reserve, point number B, securities premium, point number C, proceed from fresh issue of new shares, fresh issue of equity shares and preference shares, correct? As per accounting treatment is concerned, first, for amount due to equity shareholders, the journal entry will be equity share capital account debit premium on buyback of equity shares to equity shareholders, correct? Then this premium on buyback of equity share will be written up to securities premium or free reserve. Then we'll do compliance of Companies Act by creating CRR or by issue of new shares. That journal entry also is very simple. Then at the end we'll pay to the equity shareholders, correct? Yes, sir. So let us first complete question number 1, balance sheet, correct? So write down balance sheet of Kuwait Limited as at 1/4/2000, correct? 1/4/2000. You remember the format? So we write down note number, amount, and rupees in crore. Yes, sir. Then write down point number 1. First we write down equity and liability. Equity and liabilities. Then under this point number 1, shareholders fund. Under this point A, share capital. So share capital preference shares are redeemed, it will become 0. And out of equity shares, the total equity shares before buyback was 25 crore minus 5 crore, so it will become 20. So you can write a note number 1, 20. Then point number B, reserve and surplus. Reserve and surplus, be careful. Reserve and surplus, be careful. Correct. Then there is no non-current liability. So we write down current liability. So current liability is how much given? It is given 40. So we'll give note number 2 for reserve and surplus. Then total, right now we cannot do total because we don't know reserve and surplus, correct? Then point number 2, we'll start assets. In this point number 1 will be non-current assets. Under non-current asset, point number A, there will be fixed assets. under this point number 1, PPE, property, plant and equipment. So you can see it is what? Less provision for depreciation, it is coming nil. Correct now. However, practically it cannot be nil, because we know that even though we are using SLM, then at the end of each financial year we should review the what? Useful life. Correct now. So practically it cannot become nil. Correct. Then we have what? Investments. To write down point number B, non-current investment. Non-current investment. Non-current investment is equal to 100. Yes, and we should also disclose the market value. The market value is how much? 400 crore. That need to be disclosed. Then we write down point number 2, current assets. So payment has been done from bank balance, which is a part of current assets. So how much payment we have done? The total current asset is 340 minus payment कितना किया था? How much payment we have done? बताओ. The total payment was, I think, 107.5. 107.5. So 340 minus 107.5 is equal to 232.5 total. So we can do total of what? Assets. So it is plus 100, that is 332.5. So we can also write down यहाँ पर 332.5. Now balancing figure can be calculated as what? Reserve and surplus. This is the smart work. So minus 60 is equal to 272. 272.5. But you should write down the note number 1 and note number 2. Correct? Can we prepare notes? So look on notes 2, financial statement, or you can write down balance sheet. Note number 1, share capital. Share capital. First we write down authorized capital. So they have given authorized how much? They have given authorized 100. So 100 crore. Then I down issued, subscribed, and paid up capital. So in this we write down equity shares of rupees 10 each fully paid up. That is equal to 20. Now if you remember, when we have done schedule 3 of Companies Act, I have said that we need to also disclose the number of shares which has been bought back. Correct now. So write down. During the year, 50 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each were bought back. So this disclosure is required. So that disclosure we have given. Yes, sir. Then add on point number 2. Reserve and surplus. Reserve and surplus. ठीक है. So first we have what? Capital reserve. So capital reserve, there is no changes. Capital reserve, how much? 25. Then we have securities premium. So it is now 25 minus So what was the premium on buyback of equity share? That was 20. So this will be 5. Then capital redemption reserve will come. Capital redemption reserve. So we have created 80. And then revenue reserve. A revenue a reserve, that is how much? 260 minus minus how much? We created 80 out of this, and then there was a PL account debit for premium on redemption of preference shares, that is 7.5, correct? So 260 minus 80 minus 7.5 is equal to 172.5. टोटल कितना हो गया? 25 plus 5 plus 80 plus 172, 172.5, that is 282.5. चेक करेंगे बैलेंसिंग फिगर कितना था. अरे डिफरेंस क्यों आ रहा है? अरे कैपिटल रिजर्व इज 15, माय मिस्टेक, करेक्ट. नाउ इट बिकम 272.5, 272.5, correct? 272.5 done. Balance sheet done. How many of you have done it? How many of you have done balance sheet? I think no one has done. Have you done question number 2? Tried? So let us take question number 2. On 31st March 2001, following was the balance sheet of New Era Limited. You can see equity share capital of rupees 10 each, securities premium, general reserve, profit and loss account 12% debenture, sundry creditors, sundry provision, machinery, furniture, investment, stock, debtor, bank. On 1st April 2001, the company announced the buyback of 25% of its equity shares at rupees 15 per share. For the purpose, it sold all of its investment for rupees 150 lakh and issued 2 lakh 14% preference shares of rupees 100 is at par, the entire amount being payable with application. So they have issued preference shares. The issue was fully subscribed. The company achieved the target of buyback. Later, the company issued one fully paid up equity shares of rupees 10 by way of bonus shares for every equity shares for every 4 equity shares held by the equity shareholders. Means after buyback, they have issued bonus shares. Write down first. Working note number 1. Calculation of CRR required. Nominal value of equity shares bought back. Nominal value of equity shares bought back is equal to how much? 25% of equity shares, means it is 2400 cut 25%, how much? That is 600. From these we'll deduct nominal value of preference shares issued. This was for the purpose of buyback only. So that is 2 lakh preference shares, 2 lakh preference shares of rupees 100 each. So 2 lakh, this is 600 lakhs. So this is rupees in lakhs, correct? So can I say it is 2 lakh into 100, that is 200 lakhs. So how much CRR required? CRR required is equal to 400 lakhs, correct? Yes sir. Then working note number 2, number of bonus shares to be issued. So after buyback means, can I say it will be 240 equity shares minus 60 equity shares. So 240 lakh means this is number of equity shares minus 60 after buyback, because this much equity shares has been bought back. Correct ना? बोला कि bonus shares will be issued for what, which ratio? बताओ. 1/4. तो into 1/4 is equal to how much? So 240 minus 60 divided by 4 is equal to how much? 45. 45 lakhs equity shares will be issued as bonus shares. Correct? Write down. Reserve required to be capitalized. How much? It is 45 lakh equity shares into 10 means 450 lakhs. 450 lakhs. Correct? Understood? Yes, sir. Let us pass journal entry now. So it is the books of which company? Books of New Era Limited Journal. Can we start? Correct? बताओ. First, can we sell the investment? So what is journal entry for sale of investment? Bank account debit. Bank account debit. They have sold for rupees 150 lakh. 2. Investment. What is the book value of investment? 148 lakh. So there is a gain. The gain will be transferred to PL account 2 lakh. The gain will be transferred to PL account 2 lakh. Understood? Being investment sold. Yes, sir. Then now we'll do journal entry for amount due to the equity shareholders on buyback. Write down. Equity share capital account debit. How much lakhs? 600 lakhs. Premium on buyback. Premium on buyback of equity shares. So we need to first find out what is the amount due. So equity shareholders account. So 60 lakh equity shares. What is the amount paid per equity share? That is 15. So 60 into 15 is equal to how much? 900 lakhs. So it means what is the loss? Loss is what? 300 lakhs. We are paying much more amount. Correct? So लिखो being amount due to equity shareholders on buyback. On buyback. Yes, sir. This also we have understood. Then we write off premium on buyback of equity shares. Do we have sufficient securities premium? Yes, we have. So what journal entries? Securities premium account debit to what? To premium on buyback of equity shares 300, being premium on buyback written off. Yes, sir. This also we have understood. Point number 4. Now we'll do compliance of act by creating CRR and fresh issue of equity preferences. So how many preferences issued? Read on bank account debit. Bank account debit. It is 14% preference share capital. 14% preference share capital. How much? 200 lakhs. Being 2 lakh preference shares issued for the purpose of buyback. For the purpose of buyback. Simple? Yes, sir. Now we'll pass journal entry for creation of CRR. So we need to create 400 lakh CRR. So do we have sufficient free reserve? Yes, general reserve 930 lakhs है. तो बहुत sufficient है. Can we create from general reserve? Yes, sir. So write down general reserve. General reserve account debit to capital redemption reserve. Capital redemption reserve. How much? 400 lakhs. You can see the sum total of these and these should be equal to the nominal value of equity share capital issued so that the capital is intact now. Correct? So look at being CRR created yes sir. Understood? Yes sir. Then we'll do payment journal entry. So point number 6. What journal entry? Equity shareholders account debit. Equity shareholders account debit to bank. To bank. How much? 900 we need to pay. तो 900 का पेमेंट कर दिया. Being amount paid to equity shareholders. Yes, sir. So this is the total journal entries for what? Buyback over. Now we'll come to bonus shares journal entry. So do you remember bonus shares? The bonus shares we have done in what? Group 1 accounting. तो group 2 accounting syllabus में group 1 accounting can be asked. Correct ना? तो group 2 में आपसे group 1 का concept पूछ सकता है. You can't say it is out of syllabus. You can't say it is out of syllabus. Correct? तो what is the journal entry for bonus shares बताओ? Anyone who can say what is the journal entry for bonus shares? बोलो. Respond fast. What will be journal entry for bonus shares? Everyone need to respond. No one is responding. So it will be what? Reserve and surplus account debit to equity share capital. You have given me the compound journal entry. So it is 450 lakh. So first we'll use which reserve? First CRR. So do we have CRR? Yes, to the extent of 400. Then we'll use securities premium realized in cash. So do we have securities premium? Yes, we have securities premium also. So we have to the extent of 50. So we don't require other. But if securities premium is insufficient, then we can use capital reserve also, and then we can use free reserve also. This is the order of using what? Reserve for capitalization for bonus shares. Correct? Yes, sir. So what will be the journal entry? Journal entry will be what? Capital redemption reserve account debit. How much? 400. Securities premium account debit. I have said that whenever question is silent, always will assume that premium is received in cash. You remember? To what? Bonus share to equity shareholders, that is 450, being bonus shares declared declared. Then what will be journal entry? Bonus share to equity shareholders account debit 450 to equity share capital to equity share capital 450, being being bonus shares allotted. Correct? Done? Simple? Bolo. Any doubt? Any doubt? Let us one example. Following are the information of A Limited from balance sheet as on 31st March 2020. Equity share capital rupees 10 each. 25 lakh, 10% preference share capital, rupees 100 each, rupees 100 each, 15 lakh, 15 lakh, correct? Then 12% debentures, 10 lakh, securities premium, 10 lakh, general reserve, how much? 15 lakh, profit and loss account, 10 lakh, development rebate reserve, 2 lakh, investment, 7 lakh, correct? Then bank balance, 3 lakh, 50,000. Then I down. A Limited decided to buy back 1 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each at rupees 20, correct? At rupees 20. For the purpose of buyback, company has, point number A, sold all the investment, all the investment at 90%, all the investment at 90%, correct? Then down, issue 12% debenture issued 1 minute. issued issued rupees 2 lakh debenture at par. 2 lakh 12% debenture at par, and point number C, issued sufficient number of equity share equity shares sufficient number of equity shares for the purpose of buyback for the purpose of buyback. Calculate CRR required. Calculate CRR required. Calculate CRR required. Okay, understood? Issued sufficient number of equity shares for the purpose of buyback at rupees at rupees 15. At rupees 50 means 5 rupees is premium, correct na? 5 rupees is premium because equity shares of rupees 10 is na, तो 5 rupees premium हो गया, 5 rupees premium हो गया, correct? Understood what I am saying? Yes sir. Have you understood the question? So similar question we have done in redemption of preferences. Can you give me how much CRR required? Let's see whether you are able to do it or not. I will not give any hint. So sufficient number of equity shares you need to calculate. Sufficient number of equity shares आपको निकालना है. Sufficient number of equity shares for the purpose of buyback. I am giving you 5 minutes. Can you give me the what is the CRR required? How much CRR will be required? You need to give me, correct? How much CRR will be required? Everyone fast. Only 5 minutes I am giving you. So one answer I got, no CRR required, nil. Any other option? One answer I got, no CRR required. One answer I got, 4,53,333. 4,53,333. So I have got two answers. One is nil, one is 4,53,333. Any more answer? What do you feel? Chalo. Let me do it now. So can I say for this first working note will be what? Bank account. Because you need to have sufficient bank balance for repayment for the purpose of buyback. Correct? Understood? So what is the opening balance I have given? That is how much? 3,50,000. And no minimum bank balance was given as an information. So balance carried down will be nil. Then investment has been sold. Investment has been sold at 90%. So it is 6,30,000. So 6,30,000 आएगा. Correct? Yes, sir. And by issue of debenture, 12% debenture, how many amount will be received? 2 lakh. But how much will be required for payment to equity shares on buyback? So I said 1 lakh equity shares. It will be bought back at rupees 20, means 20 lakh. 20 lakh. Correct? So how many equity shares will be issued? तो बताओ 2 by issue of equity shares means 2 share application and allotment account. ये होना चाहिए. तो if I write equity shares application and allotment account, are you getting how much it is coming? Check करेंगे. 20 lakh minus 3,50,000 minus 6,30,000 minus 2 lakh. It is 8,20,000. 8,20,000. Correct? So when I am saying equity share application account, it will be including premium. So what is the number of shares? Number of shares, sufficient number of shares, equity shares to be issued. Correct? Sufficient number of equity shares to be issued will be equal to what? 8,20,000 डिवाइड बाय व्हाट 15, करेक्ट। तो डिवाइड बाय 15 कर देंगे तो इट इज कमिंग 54,667, 54,667। ऑफ कोर्स दिस इज द क्वेश्चन मेड बाय मी, तो ऐसा आ रहा है एग्जाम में, फ्रैक्शन नहीं आएगा, करेक्ट। तो इतना आपको नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स करना है। नाउ विल डू वर्किंग नोट नंबर 2। वर्किंग नोट नंबर 2 करेंगे कि सीआरआर रिक्वायर्ड, सीआरआर रिक्वायर्ड, समझे ना। तो सीआरआर रिक्वायर्ड, बताओ व्हाट इज द नॉमिनल वैल्यू ऑफ इक्विटी शेयर्स bought back। नॉमिनल वैल्यू ऑफ इक्विटी शेयर्स bought back ये कितना है, 1 लाख इंटू 10, 1 लाख इंटू 10 दैट इज इक्वल टू 10 लाख। यस सर। देन लेस करेंगे नॉमिनल वैल्यू ऑफ इक्विटी शेयर्स इशूड, नॉमिनल वैल्यू ऑफ इक्विटी शेयर्स, डिवेंचर नहीं लेना है, डिवेंचर अगर ले लिए तो गलती हो जाएगा। तो नॉमिनल वैल्यू ऑफ इक्विटी शेयर्स इशूड विल बी 54,667 into 10, that is 5,46,667, correct। तो how much CRR required, तो CRR required will be equal to how much, to 4,53,333, 4,53,333, correct। 4,53,333 will be your answer, it is your answer, correct। समझे इस बात को। तो only one answer I got correct। So I don't know, similar question, similar type of question we have done where, similar type of question we have done for redemption of preferences, if you remember। practice नहीं कर रहे हो मतलब, you are not doing practice, correct। group 1 accounting पूरा छोड़ दिए हो। तो have you understood this type of question may be asked, however for equity share normally they do not ask this type of questions, but I have just given to revise redemption of preference shares। have you understood this point, have you understood this point, बताओ। तो those who have said no CRR required, have you understood your mistake, mistake समझ गए, respond fast। then write down next point in this chapter only, write down maximum number of equity shares which can be bought back during a financial year, a financial year। very important from examination point of view, देखो most expected this type of question can be asked in exam, correct। however it is related to companies act because there are some terms and conditions which we need to follow as per the guidelines given in companies act for the purpose of buyback। so I will not do all the terms and conditions, all the terms and conditions already I think you have done in your companies act, means in your law syllabus। if you want to read you can read from this, correct ना। अब यहाँ से read कर सकते the other important provision relating to buyback, क्योंकि एक बार एग्जाम में theoretical question में पूछा है, correct ना। however normally they don't ask, but because of course you have done what in companies act buyback of equity shares, so you know this terms and condition, correct। तो वो आपको यहाँ से पढ़ना है, आप you need to read by your own, आप यहाँ से पढ़ लो। if any point you have not understood of course you will understand because already it is covered, already it is covered, वो यहाँ से आप पढ़ लीजिए, correct। understood, yes sir। but what is the three conditions, there are three conditions for the maximum number of equity shares to be bought back during a financial year, that I will discuss, correct। write down in this, for the purpose for the purpose of buyback following conditions following conditions should be satisfied. Should be satisfied. First condition, point number 1, write down. Shares outstanding condition means कि what is the maximum number of equity shares which can be bought back, means after buyback how many equity shares must be outstanding. This is the for number of equity shares which should be outstanding after buyback. After buyback, तो यहाँ पे क्या लिखा, what Companies Act has given condition, लिखो the buyback of equity shares should not exceed how much, should not exceed how much बताओ, 25% of paid up equity share capital. Paid up equity share capital. Correct? Means if I give you a formula, तो formula क्या हुआ कि number of equity shares which can be bought back is equal to what, 25% of paid up equity share capital divided by nominal value of equity shares. Correct? So this is the formula which we'll be using from examination point of view. Correct? It means what is the number of equity shares which can be bought back. That is what related to share outstanding condition. Understood? Correct. Then point number 2. Second condition is related to resource outstanding condition. Resource outstanding condition. Resource means fund, means how much maximum fund which can be used for the purpose of buyback. Means first condition is related to maximum number of equity shares which can be bought back. Second condition relating to, क्योंकि जब आप buyback करोगे you need to pay the amount to the equity shares, so there will be some outflow of resource. So what is the maximum amount which can be paid? What is the maximum amount which can be paid for the purpose of buyback? Means what is the maximum amount of resource which can be used for the purpose of buyback. तो यहाँ लिखेंगे what Companies Act has given. Correct. तो लिखो the buyback of equity shares should not exceed 25% of total paid up capital. You can see now I have used the word total paid up capital. However, in the first condition it was 25% of paid up equity share capital. So both conditions are different. Correct now? So the buyback of equity shares should not exceed 25% of paid up capital and free reserve. Correct? And free reserve. Correct? Including securities premium. So including securities premium. Why securities premium? Because Companies Act says buyback can be done out of what, free reserve and securities premium. Correct? तो इंक्लूडिंग सिक्योरिटीज प्रीमियम, इंक्लूडिंग सिक्योरिटीज प्रीमियम, तो अलग से मैं बोल रहा हूं इंक्लूडिंग सिक्योरिटीज प्रीमियम, तो टोटल पेड अप कैपिटल प्लस फ्री रिजर्व प्लस सिक्योरिटीज प्रीमियम वी कैन से इन दिस वे. Have you understood this point? Correct. So the buyback of equity shares should not exceed 25% of paid up capital. Paid up capital. तो यहां लिखेंगे. It means यहां लिखेंगे number of equity shares to be bought back as per this condition. To be bought back as per this condition will be equal to 25% of 25% of देखेंगे shareholders fund divided by not nominal value, not divided by buyback price. Understand why buyback price? Because here we are discussing about maximum outflow which can be done. So when I am saying maximum outflow of resource, so that will be equivalent to buyback price. Price. Buyback price. Now I've used the word 25% shareholders fund, but यहाँ पे लिखो where shareholders fund will be equal to, where point number A, shareholders fund means shareholders fund will be as per Companies Act now. Shareholders fund will be equal to paid up capital means paid up equity share capital plus paid up preference share capital plus free reserve plus what? Securities premium plus securities premium. Understood this point? Correct. Now you know free reserve, आपको free reserve पता है, तो I'm not going to define what is free reserve. So paid up equity share capital, paid up preference share capital, free reserve and securities premium. This condition you understood? So second condition is related to resource outstanding, means after buyback how much funds should be available with the company. तो 25% maximum outflow कर सकते हैं, उससे ज्यादा outflow नहीं कर सकते हैं. The third condition is related to debt equity ratio. Debt equity condition. Debt equity condition. Correct now. Now I think you know debt equity ratio. So after buyback equity share capital will decrease. So it might happen that that may become more than what? That may become more than equity. That may become more than equity. So there is some condition कि इतना कम से कम debt equity ratio होना चाहिए. Are you getting? So what they say in this, debt equity ratio, debt equity ratio after buyback, debt equity ratio after buyback, huh? After buyback should not be more than what? Should not be more than 2:1. Should not be more than 2:1. Correct? Understood? So it means that should not be more than twice of equity. That should not be more than twice of equity. So that equity ratio, have you understood this point? So that equity ratio after buyback should not be more than 2:1. यहाँ लिखो where debt is equal to long term borrowing plus what? Plus short-term borrowing, short-term borrowing plus current maturities, current maturities of long-term, long-term borrowing, current maturities of long-term borrowing. If you remember, current maturities of long-term borrowing, we used to disclose under other current liabilities. Correct? Now means any amount of long-term loan which is payable within 12 month from reporting date, तो current liability होता है, but उसको भी हम debt में include करेंगे. Understood this point? Yes sir. Then down equity. Equity means shareholders fund, shareholders fund after buyback, after buyback means कहने से shareholders fund after buyback. So we are discussing about this shareholders fund. Okay, this is the shareholders fund before buyback. This is the shareholders fund before buyback. आप समझ रहे? तो shareholders fund after buyback will be equal to shareholders fund, shareholders fund before buyback, before buyback minus, minus, can I say minus payment to equity shareholders minus CRR created, minus CRR created. Correct? So minus payment to equity shareholders, payment to equity shareholders. Can I say payment to equity shareholders consists of two components? Payment to equity shares consists of two components. One is what? Nominal value. One is what? Premium. So nominal value means reduction in equity share capital. So when you reduce equity share capital, so it will reduce your equity shareholders fund, and also premium will be written off by using securities premium and fee reserve. तो अगर आपने securities premium और fee reserve को भी use किया है, तो that is also decreasing your what shareholders fund. तो जब मैं बोल रहा payment to equity shareholders, it means what? Your equity share capital plus securities premium plus fee reserve may decrease, and also can I say you are creating CRR? So CRR is not a part of fee reserve. CRR is not a part of fee reserve. तो CRR को भी आपको यहाँ से माइनस करना पड़ेगा. तो CRR will be also reduce. आपको CRR भी यहाँ से माइनस करना पड़ेगा. Have you understood this point? ये point समझे? तो shareholders fund before buyback minus payment to equity shareholders minus CRR created for the purpose of buyback. For the purpose of buyback. Have you understood this debt equity condition? We'll take some question to understand what about this. But have you understood what I want to say, Bolo? Have you understood what I want to say? Bolo. Any doubt? Now one doubt has came कि CRR is a part of shareholders fund, so we should not deduct CRR created. Correct ना? We should not deduct CRR created. यही डाउट है अनुराग, आपका यही डाउट है? करेक्ट. नाउ एवरीवन जस्ट ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड मेरी बात को. इसमें एक स्टार मार्क रखते हैं. फर्स्ट आई एम टीचिंग यू एज पर कंपनीज एक्ट एंड एज पर द सजेस्टेड आंसर ऑफ ICI. As per Companies Act and as per suggested answer of ICI. Are you able to understand what I am saying? Correct. Now, as per Companies Act, shareholders means total paid up capital. Now, CRR, मेरी बात समझना. यहाँ पर equity means what? Equity means total paid up capital and fee reserve including securities premium. तो क्या CRR is not a part of paid up capital? CRR is not a part of paid up capital. पेड अप, जब हम पेड अप कैपिटल बोलते हैं तो जब वो बोनस शेयर्स में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा then only it will become a part of paid up capital. Right now it is not a part of paid up capital. बोलो yes or no? Are you able to understand what I am saying? तो can I say CRI is not a part of paid up capital? CRI is not a fee reserve and CRI is not securities premium. So if you go as per the wordings of what? If you go as per wordings of Companies Act, जब आप wordings of Companies Act में बात करते हो तो CRI should not be considered as a part of shareholders fund, क्योंकि उन्होंने डिफाइन किया है टोटल पेड अप कैपिटल, फ्री रिजर्व एंड व्हाट सिक्योरिटीज प्रीमियम एंड सिक्योरिटीज प्रीमियम. आप समझ रहे हो मेरी बात को? बोलो. हैव यू अंडरस्टूड अनुराग व्हाट आई एम सेइंग कि इफ आई गो एज पर द वर्डिंग ऑफ कंपनीज एक्ट से शेयरहोल्डर्स फंड फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ दिस कंप्लायंस. अगर हम इस कंप्लायंस के बारे में बात करें, मींस आई एम नॉट टीचिंग यू कि एक्चुअली व्हाट इज शेयरहोल्डर्स फंड एज पर योर other subject. समझे ना? shareholders fund में of course all reserve and surplus are taken, but only for the purpose of buyback we need to understand what a Companies Act says. So Companies Act says कि will consider only total paid up capital, fee reserve and securities premium. तो बता, once you create CRR is not a part of paid up capital until bonus shares are issued. Until bonus shares are issued, it is not a fee reserve, it is not a securities premium. Therefore it has not been considered. Therefore it is not considered. Correct? So minus CRR created and same thing has been considered in suggested solution of ICI. But my point is different. क्योंकि अगर डाउट ही आ गया तो अब डिस्कस कर लेते हैं. Means I am teaching you right now as per suggested answer, but my viewpoint is different. My viewpoint is different. I will say if you are saying minus CRR created, so it is just defeating the intention of creating CRR. Means आपने एक बार बोला कि CRR should be created for the purpose of capital intact and which will be only used for one purpose, that is what, for bonus shares. Means CRR is actually a part of capital only. आप मेरी बात समझ रहे हो? Means if you read the intention of the act, तो intention क्या था CRR create करने का? Intention क्या था CRR create करने का? Suppose CRR is not created, means for the purpose of buyback we have issued equity shares of preference shares, तब तो आप उसको consider कर लेते. Are you getting what I am saying? When I am saying for the purpose of buyback you have issued preference shares, for the purpose of buyback you have issued equity shares of preference shares, then it will become a part of paid up capital. So CRR has been created with an intention. Intention that it is nothing but a part of paid up capital. It is nothing but a part of capital only, which will be sooner or later will be converted into bonus shares. So from my point of view, Anurag, I am with you only. This should not be considered. Means minus CRR नहीं होना चाहिए. But हम तो ICA का एग्जाम दे रहे हैं. Means as per ICA suggested solution, they have taken minus CRR created. तो भगवान के भरोसे रहते हैं और ICA is our godfather. So therefore will do as whatever is done as per ICA suggested solution. But have you understood my viewpoint? कि as per my viewpoint कि when we are doing minus CRR created, so we are just defeating the basic intention of Companies Act. I don't understand क्यों उन्होंने minus CRR created कर दिया यहाँ पर. From my point of view, minus CRR created नहीं होना चाहिए. It is also part of what shareholders fund as per Companies Act only, because अगर आप बोलते हो minus CRR नहीं करेंगे तो it is just defeating the basic intention of capital intake requirement. Have you understood what I am saying? बोलो, आप मेरी बात समझे? I have only explained you because doubt has came. Otherwise I would have said this point at the end. मेरी बात समझे? बोलो. If you have understood, can we take some questions? If you have understood, can we take some questions? Correct. Chalo. So let us take some question. Come to question number 3. Question number 3. Following is the balance sheet of Messrs Component Limited as on 31st March 2012. 31st March 2012. I think similar point you have done in Companies Act also. ये तीन condition मैं पूछना भूल गया. Have you done these three condition in your Companies Act? Have you done these three question in your Companies Act? Have the same explanation was given? Just I want to ask from you. बोलो आपने किया था कि नहीं किया था? If you have done buyback of equity shares, of course these conditions you have done. नो वन इज रेस्पॉन्डिंग. लगता है भूल गए. कंपनी एक्ट में पढ़ा, भूल गया. सब चीज भूल जाते हो आप. याद करते हो भूलते हो, याद करते हो भूलते हो. करेक्ट. आई एम वेटिंग फॉर योर रिप्लाई. हैव यू डन द सेम कंडीशंस in your companies act? Till now I have not got any reply. छोड़ दो, आपसे तो पूछना ही बेकार है. ठीक है. क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 करते हैं. फॉलोइंग इज द बैलेंस शीट ऑफ मैसेज कंपोनेंट लिमिटेड एज ऑन 31st March 2012. करेक्ट. तो liabilities, what they have given? Liabilities, equity shares of rupees 10 is the revenue reserve, fixed asset, current assets, securities, premium, PL account, secured loan 12%, debenture, unsecured loan, current liabilities. The companies want to buy back 25,000. Companies want to buy back 25,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each on 1st April 2012 at rupees 20. At rupees 20. Correct. बोलो. So what is the buyback price? 20. Buyback of shares is duly authorized by the articles and necessary resolution passed by the company toward this. ठीक है. The payment for the buyback of shares will be made by the company out of sufficient bank balance available as a part of bank balance. Comment with your calculation whether buyback of shares by company is within the provision of Companies Act. Underline. They have specifically asked कि you need to comment whether the buyback of shares is within the provision of Companies Act. Of course 2013 now. Change कर दो 2013. आप मेरी बात समझे? Means whenever they have specifically asked, then only you will apply this condition. Otherwise will not apply. Means अपने मन से एग्जाम में ये condition मत apply करो. Means in question number 1 and question number 2, even though they have asked you to pass journal entry, but they have not asked anything about the requirement of what? Requirement of Companies Act provision. Therefore, we have not calculated whether it is under the maximum limit of Companies Act or not. Have you understood this point? So whenever they have specifically mentioned, then only you will calculate the maximum number of equity shares which can be bought back. Maximum number of equity shares which can be bought back. Correct? Understood? Yes sir. एक पॉइंट इसमें ऐड कर दो. करंट लायबिलिटीज इंक्लूड, ऐड करो कि करंट लायबिलिटीज इंक्लूड रुपीज 10 लाख, रुपीज 10 लाख which are current maturities current maturities of 12% debentures. 12% debentures means out of 16 lakh 50,000, 10 lakh is what? Current maturities of long term borrowing. So that will be considered in the definition of debt. That will be considered in the definition of debt. आप समझे मेरी बात को? Yes sir, we have understood. Correct? Yes sir. Now can we do it? बोलो. तो लिखेंगे first calculation of maximum number of equity shares which can be bought back understood? Is write down. For this purpose following conditions all the following देखो all the following conditions should be satisfied as per Companies Act 2013. First is what? ले देंगे shares outstanding conditions, तो यहाँ लिखेंगे the buyback should not exceed the buyback should not exceed 25% of paid up equity share capital. Correct? So in this write down number of equity shares which can be buyback bought back is equal to 25% of paid up equity share capital divided by nominal value is equal to 25% of what is the paid up equity share capital in our question, that is 12,50,000. 12,50,000 divided by nominal value, that is 10, which is equal to कितना आया? It is 31,250. 31,250. Understood? ये समझे? First. So as per first condition 31,250 can be buyback, and how much company decide किया था 25,000 shares buyback करेंगे. So as per first condition it is permissible, but all the condition need to satisfy. One condition not satisfy तो उतना shares buyback नहीं कर पाएंगे. Correct? Yes sir. Point number 2, then down resource outstanding condition. So it's write down the buyback should not exceed the buyback should not exceed 25% of paid up capital and free reserve, including what? Including securities premium. Understood this point? Yes sir. Correct? बोलो. तो देखेंगे number of equity shares which can be bought back. बताओ. What is paid up equity share capital? Paid up equity share capital how much? 12,50,000. 12,50,000. I'm just writing for your understanding. Paid up preference share capital how much? Nil in this question. Then we'll also take revenue reserve. Revenue reserve how much? That is 15 lakh. 15 lakh. Correct. Then we'll take securities premium. Securities premium. That is 2,50,000. Then we'll also take PL account, profit and loss account, means surplus, 1,25,000. टोटल कितना हुआ चेक करेंगे. 12,50,000 प्लस 15 lakh प्लस 2,50,000 प्लस 1,25,000, that is 31,25,000. 31,25,000. This is total shareholders fund. We need to calculate 25% of shareholders fund. 25% of shareholders fund. तो 25% कितना आया बताओ. It is how much? अरे क्या हो गया? 31,25,000 into 25%. अरे 31,25,000 into 25%. It is 7,81,250. ठीक है. Understood? कहने से we'll do divide by buyback price. तो what is buyback price? याद रखना सेकंड कंडीशन में डिवाइड बाय बायबैक प्राइस है. डिवाइड बाय बायबैक प्राइस 20. Therefore number of equity shares which can be bought back, ये मैक्सिमम है, which can be bought back is equal to कितना डिवाइड बाय 20 कर देंगे. तो दैट इज 39,062. Correct now. 62 39,062. This is the maximum number of shares which can be bought back. So they want to buy back 25,000 shares. So it is also permissible. Means second condition is also satisfied. Second condition is also satisfied. Correct? Understood? Then I know point number 3. Debt equity conditions. ठीक है. What is the debt equity condition? Write down. Debt equity ratio should not exceed 2:1 after buyback. After buyback should not exceed 2:1 after buyback. Correct? Understood? तो यहाँ लिखेंगे डेट. तो डेट कितना है हमारे पास? तो it is they have given loan secured loan plus unsecured loan. Secured loan means 12% डिवेंचर आ जाएगा, प्लस unsecured loan plus current maturities of long term borrowing, that is equal to what? So this is 18,75,000 plus 10 lakh प्लस मैंने आपको बोला ये भी 10 लाख है, एक नया पॉइंट ऐड कर दिया कि करंट लायबिलिटी इंक्लूड 10 लाख विच इज नथिंग बट करंट मैच्योरिटीज ऑफ लॉन्ग टर्म बोरिंग, करेक्ट? तो 18,75,000 प्लस 10 लाख प्लस 10 लाख इज इक्वल टू 38,75,000, करेक्ट? तो ये लिखो 38,75,000. This point you understood? Now we need to find out ki what is equity. What is equity? Write down equity means shareholders fund after buyback. But can I say for this we need to know what is the number of shares which can be bought back, वही तो हम कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं. तो अगर आपको बताना है shareholders fund after buyback, that will be shareholders fund before buyback minus payment to equity shareholders minus CRR. बट उसके लिए आपको चाहिए नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स, तो इसमें क्या करेंगे, एक इक्वेशन बनाएंगे. तो लिखो लेट नंबर ऑफ equity shares which can be bought back bx, correct? Understood? Therefore shareholders fund after buyback is equal to shareholders fund before buyback minus payment to equity shareholders minus CRR created, correct? So shareholders fund before buyback already we calculated, that is how much, वो कितना कैलकुलेट किया हमने, that is 31,25,000. ये ले लेंगे यहां से 31,25,000. आप समझ रहे हो मेरी बात को? तो 31,25,000 माइनस, अगर आपने मान लिया कि x is the number of equity shares which can be bought back as per this condition, so that will be 20x. पेमेंट कितना हो जाएगा, 20x, correct? And CRR will be based on nominal value, क्योंकि अगर if you are not issuing any new shares, तो can I say CRR will be equal to nominal value of shares bought back. CRR will be equal to nominal value of shares bought back. So can I say it will be minus 10x, which is equal to 31,25,000 minus 30x. ये समझे? Have you understood this point? बताओ. So now we can apply one equation. Equation is equal to what? कि debt must be twice of equity. ये इक्वेशन लगाना है हमें. तो दिस इज द इक्वेशन विच वी नीड टू सेटिस्फाइड. तो व्हाट इज द डेट कितना है, डेट हमने कैलकुलेट कितना किया, 38,75,000. इट इज 38,75,000 and equity is how much, that is 31,25,000 minus 30x. ये समझ रहे हो आप? तो that is 38,75,000 75,000 इज इक्वल टू, तो इंटू 2 कर देंगे, दैट इज 62,50,000, 50,000 minus 60x minus 60x. Are you able to understand what I am doing? Which implies if you want to solve it, तो ये कितना हो जाएगा 60x, तो 62,50,000 minus 38,75,000, so that will be 23,75,000, which implies x is equal to, divide by 60 कर देंगे, that is equal to 39,583. means can I say this condition is also satisfied? ये कंडीशन भी सेटिस्फाई हो गया because they want to purchase 25,000 equity shares, so all the conditions are satisfied. All the conditions are satisfied. Have you understood this point? बताओ, have you understood that equity conditions? That equity condition, have you understood? Respond fast. Have you understood that equity conditions? I don't understand, no one is responding. ऐसे ही अटेंडेंस कम है, कोई रेस्पॉन्ड नहीं कर रहा. आई थिंक यू आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन ग्रुप टू. ग्रुप टू में आपका इंटरेस्ट नहीं आ रहा है, करेक्ट? बोलो. So can I say now maximum number of equity share which can be bought back will be lower of this 1, 2, 3. Means can I say whatever, if I say lower कितना है 31,250 पहला में, second में 39,000, third में it is 39,000. The lower is what? 31,250. Lower is 31,250. Means if you want to purchase 31,250 at that condition, all the at that point all the three conditions will be satisfied. So we'll take the lower one. We'll take the lower one. So write down maximum number of equity shares which can be bought back as per Companies Act is lower of above three conditions, correct? Above three conditions, that is how many shares? That is 31,250 equity shares can be bought back. 31,250 equity shares can be bought back. 31,250? Yes, sir. So at 31,250 all the three conditions can be satisfied. So maximum कितना कर सकते हैं? 31,250. And how much company want to buy back? तो लिखो. Hence company can buy back 25,000 equity shares as it is within the provision of Companies Act, within the provision of Companies Act. So they can buy back 25,000 equity shares, correct? Yes, sir. Now they have asked also journal entries, तो journal entries कर लेते हैं, write down. तो देखो past journal entries, तो books of which company? Books of which company? Messrs component, oh sorry, competent है. Messrs competent लिमिटेड. नाम में क्या रखा है? जर्नल. तो फर्स्ट जर्नल एंट्री विल व्हाट लिखेंगे? इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल अकाउंट डेबिट. हाउ मच? 25,000. तो 25,000 into 10, 2,50,000. Understood? Premium on buyback of equity shares, so that is 25,000 into 10 only, because buyback price is 20, so that is also 2,50,000. And 2 equity shareholders is 5 lakh, correct? Then you will use securities premium to write off premium. तो do we have sufficient securities premium? चेक करेंगे. 2,50,000 है, उतना ही चाहिए. राइट डाउन securities premium account debit 2,50,000 to premium on buyback 2,50,000. Now we'll create CRA. CRA will be created from कितना? 2,50,000 का CRA create करेंगे from revenue reserve. तो can we create? Yes, we have sufficient revenue reserve. तो point number 3, revenue reserve account debit कितना? 2,50,000 to CRR 2,50,000. and last में payment journal entry कर देंगे. that is what? equity shareholders account debit. how much payment? 5 lakh. to bank, so they have not given the bifurcation of current asset. We'll assume current asset sufficient bank balance hai. However, it is also given in the question that bank balance sufficient. Don't worry, correct? Bank, it is 5 lakh. तो दिस 4 journal entries very simple. You can prepare balance sheet. balance अपने से बना लीजिए. तो this question have been asked in exam for 8 marks. 8 marks का question पूछा, but with balance sheet it may take much time. So you need to be very much fast in exam. आपको fast होना पड़ेगा exam में. However, it is very simple. Simple बहुत है, ये समझिए, बहुत ही simple है. Understood? Correct? Balance sheet बना लोगे खुद? Can you prepare balance sheet by your own? Can you prepare balance sheet by your own? Now, let us come to the last question. Question number 4. This is write down expected. Expected. What they have given? Question number 4. Perote Limited has the following capital structure as on 31st March 2009. Equity share capital 330 crore. Reserve and surplus, general reserve, securities premium, PL account, infrastructure development reserve. You know it is not a free reserve, correct? So 240, 90 and 90 can be considered for buyback. Yes, sir. Then loan fund means that 1,800 crore. The shareholders of Perotel Limited, on the recommendation of their board of directors, have approved on 12/9/2009 a proposal to buy back the maximum permissible number of equity shares considering the large surplus fund available at the disposal of the company. बोला कि मैक्सिमम जितना बायबैक कर सकते हो उतना बायबैक कर लेंगे एज पर कंपनीज एक्ट करेक्ट यस द प्रिवेलिंग मार्केट वैल्यू ऑफ द कंपनी इज 25 per share and in order to induce existing shareholders to offer their shares for buyback, it was decided to offer a price of 20% over market. Means market price कितना था 25 into 20% उसमें ज्यादा देंगे. It means buyback price is 30. So to induce them, so they will give an offer to make the offer an attractive offer. They said कि will give more than what market price prevailing. So it means the buyback price is 30. Correct. You also inform that infrastructure reserve is created to satisfy the income tax requirement. अरे भाई तो हमें पता ही है. So this is not a part of free reserve. Thank you very much. But you are required to compute the maximum number of shares that can be bought back in the light of the above information, and also under a situation where the loan fund of the company were either 1200 crore or 1500 crore. वो क्या बोलता है कि तीन कंडीशन में कीजिए. Means that equity condition के लिए they have given three loan situation. First given in the question, main question only 1800, then bola 1200, then bola 1500. So you need to calculate debt equity condition for three situations. Assuming that entire buyback is completed by 9/12, so the accounting entries in the company's book in each situation, narration should form part of your answer. देखो लिख भी देता है narration should form part of your answer. उसके बाद भी नहीं लिखेंगे तो मार्क्स तो कटेगा ही. करेक्ट. यस सर. Understood? Yes, sir. Now, can we start? तो लिखेंगे calculation of maximum number of equity shares that can be bought back. Correct. So we will form three situations. Correct. Let us make three situations because they have given three situations for loan fund. 1, 2, 3. लिखो loan fund is equal to 1800 crore. Loan fund is equal to 1200 crore and loan fund is equal to 1500 crore. Situation 1, 2, 3 हो गया. Correct. Now first condition is which test? It is share outstanding conditions. Correct. बोलो. Write down. What is paid up equity share capital? In all cases it is 330 crore. 330 crore. 330 crore. So what is the 25% of paid up equity share capital? It is 330 into 25%, that is 82.5, 82.5, 82.5 divided by nominal value of equity share capital. So that is 10, 10 and 10. Therefore, as per condition number 1, number of equity shares which can be bought back. Which can be, I'm writing BB. BB means bought back. Correct? So it is 8.25. You can see loan fund will not affect condition number 1 and condition number 2. Correct ना? That will affect only condition number 3. समझे इस बात को? Very simple. Yes sir. Presentation आपका अच्छा होना चाहिए. They were writing properly. Point number 2 is what? Resource outstanding conditions. Correct? Resource outstanding conditions. So in this, we'll calculate first shareholders fund. Correct ना? लिखेंगे shareholders fund. Correct. So that is what? First is paid up equity share capital. Paid up equity share capital, that is 330 crore, 330 crore, 330 crore. Then we'll add general reserve. General reserve कितना है? 90, 90, 90. Can we add premium? Yes sir. General reserve is 240. My mistake. So it is 240, 240, 240. Premium is 90, 90, 90. Then profit and loss account भी add करेंगे. That is also 90, 90 and 90. So what is the total shareholders fund? Total shareholders fund कितना आया? Check करेंगे 330 plus 240 plus 180, that is 750. So 750 crore is the total shareholders fund. Correct? But we want what? 25% of shareholders fund. So this is total shareholders fund. But we want 25% of shareholders fund. So 25% कितना हुआ? Into 25%, it is 250, 250, 250. Divided by what? Buyback price. तो divide by करेंगे buyback price. ये याद रखना. So what is buyback price? So what is the offered buyback price? That is 30, 30, 30. Correct now? Understood? Buyback price. So now, so buyback price 30. Everyone. So what we have done, total shareholders fund 750 for each case. 25% of shareholders fund is 250. 250 buyback price 30. Correct? So बताओ what will be the number of equity shares which can be bought back? That is 250 divided by 30 is equal to how much? 8 point. It is how much? Check करेंगे once again. This is wrong. इसको correct करेंगे. 25% of 750 is wrong. तो into 750 का 25% 187.5 होता है. 187.5. 187.5. Correct? So 187.5 divided by 30 is equal to 6.25. 6.25. 6.25. Correct? Bolo. Everyone got it? So as per condition number 2, how many shares can be bought back? That is 6.25 equity shares. Correct? Yes sir. Then come to point number 3. Point number 3. Write down. Debt equity condition. Debt equity condition. So can I say for debt equity condition in all situation, means situation number 1, 2, 3, the answer will be different. The answer will be different. Correct? So write down. What is debt in all situation? It is first situation how much? 1800. Second situation how much? 1200. Third situation how much? It is 1500. Correct? Already it is given. So I have written 1800, 1200 and 1500. Okay, sir? Yes, sir. This point, then write down. We need to find out equity after buyback. Equity after buyback. For this, let number of equity shares to be bought back be what? X. Let number of equity shares to be bought back be X. Correct? Understood? तो बताओ. Equity after buyback in after buyback everyone will be how much? Can I say equity after buyback in all situations, because equity is 750 before buyback. So can we say it is 750? Then payment to equity shareholders will be equal to, because 30 is the buyback price, so minus 30x, and CRA created will be 10x. CRA created will be 10x. So can I say it will be 750 minus 40x? 750 minus 40x. Correct? Understood? So can I say it will be 750 minus 40x in all situations? 750 minus 40x in all situation. Bolo yes or no? 750 minus 40x. 750 minus 40x. Correct? Understood? Now, can I say that is equal to twice of equity? That is equal to twice of equity, which implies, can I say that is equal to twice of 750 minus 40x. 750 minus 40x, which is equal to 1500 minus 80x. So can I say which implies, everyone just try to understand, can I say which implies x is equal to 1500 minus that divided by 80. So can I say in all situation we can apply this formula now, this point ki x is equal to 1500 minus that divide by 80. Therefore can I say number of equity shares which can be bought back, will be equal to, in the first situation it will be 1500 minus 1800 divide by 80. आप समझे इस पॉइंट को? तो 1500 माइनस 1800 डिवाइड बाय 80. तो 1500 minus 1800 divide by 80 is equal to negative 3.75. Negative 3.75. In the second situation it will be 1500 minus 1200 divide by 80. So it is positive 3.75. Positive 3.75. And in the third case it is 1500 minus 1500 divide by 80, which is nil. Have you understood? So we have calculated number of shares which can be bought back as per third condition. As per third condition. Have you understood this point? ये पॉइंट समझे. तो डेट इक्विटी कंडीशन, डेट इज गिवन. इक्विटी आफ्टर बायबैक वी हैव कैलकुलेटेड बाय अप्लाइंग अ फॉर्मूला, दैट इज इक्विटी बिफोर बायबैक minus payment to equity shareholders minus CRA created. So since we have assumed that कि number of equity share bought back be X, therefore payment to equity shareholders become 30x and CRR will be created as per the nominal value, that is 10x. तो टोटल कितना हो गया? 40x हो गया. फिर हमने ये इक्वेशन लगा दिया यहाँ पर कि फॉर दिस कंडीशन दैट इज इक्वल टू ट्वाइस ऑफ इक्विटी, देयरफॉर x इज इक्वल टू 1500 माइनस दैट डिवाइड बाय 80. तो उस फॉर्मूला को हमने यहाँ लगा दिया एंड वी कैलकुलेटेड नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स व्हिच कैन बी बाउट बाय एज पर कंडीशन नंबर 3. अंडरस्टूड? करेक्ट. नाउ कैन आई से maximum number of equity shares which can be bought back, maximum number of equity shares which can be bought back will be lower of condition 1, 2 and 3, will be lower of condition 1, 2 and 3. तो can I say lower in first case because negative तो हो नहीं सकता है. This will be nil, this will be 3.75 and this will be nil. Therefore in first condition no equity share, in first situation no equity shares can be buyback. In second situation number of equity shares which can be bought back, maximum number of equity shares which can be bought back is 3.75 crore, correct. And the last situation no equity share can be bought back. Understood? It means they have asked you to pass journal entry in situation number 1, 2 and 3. So for situation 1 no journal entry, for situation 3 no journal entry, only we need to pass journal entry for situation number 2, correct. Understood this point? So write down accounting treatment in the books of company for situation 2. तो only we need to pass journal entry for situation number 2. चलेगा? बोलो इतना. तो point number A, first journal entry will what? Equity share capital. How much? 3.75 into 10, that is 37.5. Premium on buyback of equity shares, that is 3.75 into 20, correct. 3.75 into 20 कितना आया? That is equal to 75. To equity shareholders, that is 3.75 into 30. So 3.75 into 30 is equal to 112.5. First journal entry very simple. Second journal entry we write off premium. So what journal entry is? Securities premium on buyback. So do we have sufficient securities premium? Yes we have. So 75 securities premium account debit to what? Premium on buyback. So we have 90 and we have 90 premium and we need to write off 75. तो we have sufficient premium, तो इसको भी write off कर देंगे. बोलो ये भी समझ में आ गया? बोलो correct. Then point number C. क्या होगा बताओ? Will create CRR. CRR will be created from revenue reserve or fee reserve. तो general reserve we have sufficient general reserve. तो general reserve account debit how much CRR will be created as per the nominal value, that is 37.5. 2 CRR, capital redemption reserve 37.5. पॉइंट नंबर डी क्या होगा, पेमेंट कर देंगे. तो व्हाट जनरल एंट्री, इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स अकाउंट डेबिट हाउ मच 112.5 to bank. Very simple, only these 4 journal entry we need to pass. Have you understood? Equity shareholders, correct. Equity shareholders, have you understood this point? Chalo, we'll take the last question of this chapter. I think you have understood. We'll take the last question of this chapter. Very interesting question which have been asked in exam for 16 marks. Question number 5. Question number 5, write down MRQ. MRQ, you know, must revise question before exam. Correct. So what they have given? Extra Limited furnished you with the following balance sheet as of 31st March 2010. Share capital, equity shares, 9% redeemable preference shares of rupees 100 is fully paid up, capital reserve, revenue reserve, securities premium, 10% debenture, current liabilities, fixed asset less depreciation, investment and cost, current asset. The company redeemed the preference shares at a premium of 10% on 1st April 2010. On 1st April 2010. Correct. It also bought back 3 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each at rupees 30 per share. So they have asked redemption of preference shares as well as what? Buyback of equity shares. The payment for the above were made out of used bank balance which appeared as a part of current asset. बोला बैंक बैलेंस का आप चिंता मत करो, ठीक है. Now included in this investment were investment in own debenture costing rupees 2 lakh. Correct. Now they have also included redemption of debenture chapter. So it is cancellation of one debenture. बोला इस इन्वेस्टमेंट में 2 lakh is investment in own debenture. Investment in own debenture. These debentures were cancelled on 1st April 2010. जिसका nominal value कितना था 2.20. The nominal value is 2.20. It means we need to cancel debenture. We need to cancel debenture. Correct. I think you know this journal entry. The company had 1 lakh equity stock option outstanding. 1 lakh equity stock option outstanding on the above mentioned date. Oh, 1 lakh equity stock option outstanding. Well, a stock option outstanding for 1 lakh equity share to the employee at rupees 20 when the market price is 30. So it means, but what is the intrinsic value? Intrinsic value is equal to 10. So it means stock option outstanding account will be 1 lakh into 10 means 10 lakh, and these were included under current liabilities. बोला under current liabilities में stock option outstanding account is included. However, it should be a part of reserve and surplus. ये गलत है, हमें ठीक भी करना पड़ेगा. तो this 70 lakh include 10 lakh stock option outstanding account, stock option outstanding account. Correct. On 1/4/2010, employee exercise their option regarding 50,000 shares. मतलब 50,000 को exercise कर लिया, तो out of 1 lakh 50,000 shares will be exercised. Pass journal entry, prepare balance sheet. Very good question. Can we do it? बोलो. तो come to question number 5. First journal entry will what? For redemption of preference shares. Correct. तो बताओ. 9% redeemable preference share capital account debit. Correct. Account debit. How much? 20. It is a redeemable at a premium of 10%. तो ये 20 होगा. दे लिखेंगे प्रीमियम ऑन redemption of preferences. Redemption of preferences account debit, that is 2. to preference shareholders account, that is 22. So 22. Any doubt? No doubt. Second journal entry will be for buyback of equity shares. Buyback of equity shares. तो देखेंगे इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल अकाउंट डेबिट. हाउ मेनी इक्विटी शेयर्स बायबैक किया चेक करेंगे. 3 लाख इक्विटी शेयर्स एट ₹30. तो 3 लाख इंटू 10, दिस विल बी 30 करेक्ट. प्रीमियम ऑन बायबैक of equity shares account debit. So 3 lakh into 20 means 60. 60 is premium on buyback. Correct. 2 how much? That is equity shareholders account debit how much? That is 90. 90 हो गया. Correct. Then premium on buyback को write up करेंगे from securities premium. Do we have securities premium check करेंगे. तो securities premium कितना है हमारे पास? 60 है. करेक्ट. उतना ही चाहिए ऐसा क्वेश्चन बनाता है. तो securities premium account debit how much? 60 to premium on buyback of equity shares 60. Correct. Then we write down premium on redemption of preference through PL account. तो चेक करेंगे PL है क्या. तो we can use revenue reserve. PL नहीं है तो I will write on PL account because it will be current year, so PL. So I am writing profit and loss account. Correct now. So just it will be adjusted with revenue reserve. It will be adjusted with revenue reserve. Correct. तो it will not be debited to PL appropriation account. It will be debited to PL account. आप समझ रहे हैं SOPL में जाएगा. Are you able to understand what I am saying? But कहीं ना कहीं revenue reserve में adjust हो जाएगा in balance sheet. 2 premium on redemption of preference shares 2. Then how much CRA will be created? बताओ CRA कितना क्रिएट करेंगे. एवरीवन रेस्पॉन्ड. हाउ मच CRA विल बी क्रिएटेड. एवरीवन बताओ CRA कितना क्रिएट करना चाहिए. तो विल क्रिएट CRA हाउ मच. रेवेन्यू रिजर्व अकाउंट डेबिट टू CRA. बताओ कितना CRA बनाना चाहिए. एवरीवन रेस्पॉन्ड. कैपिटल रिडम्पशन रिजर्व. तो फॉर प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स इट इज 20. For equity share it is 30. तो total CRA required is 50. तो इतने का CRA बनाएंगे 50 and we have sufficient revenue reserve. चेक कर लो revenue reserve sufficient है कि नहीं. We have sufficient revenue reserve 50. करेक्ट. लेकिन अब तो ये कम हो जाएगा. ओहो ठीक है. तो नेगेटिव PL कर देंगे इसमें. ओके बिकॉज वी हैव रेवेन्यू रिजर्व हाउ मच 50 ना. चलो ठीक है. अंडरस्टूड. तो व्हाट विल डू विल मेक PL प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट नेगेटिव कर देंगे. प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट नेगेटिव. तो नेगेटिव प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट हो सकता है यहां पर. तो 2 विल बी नेगेटिव प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट. अंडरस्टूड. यस सर. दिस मच यू अंडरस्टूड. तो रेवेन्यू रिजर्व टू CRA क्रिएट हो गया. नाउ पॉइंट नंबर 6. व्हाट दे हैव सेड. वी हैव वन इन्वेस्टमेंट था तो उसको कैंसिल करेंगे. तो व्हाट विल बी कैंसिलेशन जर्नल एंट्री चेक करेंगे. वी हैव अ डिवेंचर कितने का है. इट इज 10% डिवेंचर. तो कैन आई से 10% डिवेंचर अकाउंट डेबिट. 10% डिवेंचर अकाउंट डेबिट that is nominal value 2.2 lakh. 2 investment in own debenture. इसको खरीदा कितना में था 2 लाख. तो डिफरेंस विल बी व्हाट. डिफरेंस विल बी gain on cancellation. So this gain on cancellation will be transferred to PL. This gain on cancellation will be transferred to PL. आप समझे. तो आप लिख सकते हो this is gain on cancellation या profit on cancellation of debenture which will be transferred to PL only. So this will be adjusted with PL. तो there is a gain on cancellation. इस बात को समझे? Have you understood this point? Yes sir, correct. Then we need to also pass journal entry for exercise of 50,000 options. How many options were outstanding 1 lakh, जिसमें से 50,000 एक्सरसाइज कर दिया, तो क्या एंट्री पास करेंगे? बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट, बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट 50,000 ऑप्शंस में एक्सरसाइज, व्हाट वाज द एक्सरसाइज प्राइस चेक करेंगे, एक्सरसाइज प्राइस कितना है? 20, तो 50,000 इंटू 20 कितना आया? 50,000 इंटू 20, दैट इज हाउ मच? 10 लाख, तो दिस इज 10 lakh, correct. Then will I don't employ stock option outstanding account, stock option outstanding account debit, वो कितना आएगा? दिस इज 50,000 इंटू 10, तो 50,000 इंटू 10 मीन्स 5 लाख, 5 लाख. टू इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल, टू इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल कितना होगा? 50,000 इंटू 10. Why? Because nominal value of shares is 10, so that is 5 lakh, and the balance will be transferred to securities premium, that is 50,000 into कितना? 20, that is 10 lakh. So this is what? Exercise of 50,000 shares. So it is nothing given what is the exercise date. So it means 50,000 options will be outstanding in the balance sheet only. That will be outstanding in the balance sheet. I think all the journal entry has been done. All the journal entry has been done. Bolo. Any doubt? Correct. Understood this point? Bolo. Correct. तो बताओ what will be the balance sheet? Balance sheet क्या होगा? Balance sheet. Point number 1, equity and liability. Point number A is shareholders fund. पेमेंट टू इक्विटी शेयरहोल्डर्स का जर्नल एंट्री नहीं किया क्या? कर दो यार यार. तो वन मोर जर्नल एंट्री दैट आई हैव फॉरगॉटन, तो यहीं पे इसके बात कर दो. व्हाट जर्नल एंट्री? प्रीफरेंस शेयरहोल्डर्स अकाउंट डेबिट, दिमाग काम नहीं कर रहा आज. प्रीफरेंस शेयरहोल्डर्स अकाउंट डेबिट, इक्विटी शेयरहोल्डर्स अकाउंट डेबिट टू बैंक, टू बैंक. तो कितना कितना पेमेंट करना है बताओ? 22 एंड 90, तो 22 90, तो 90 प्लस 22 इज इक्वल टू 112, तो 112 का आप पेमेंट कर दोगे. करेक्ट. अंडरस्टूड दिस पॉइंट? यस सर. तो शेयर होल्डर्स फंड पॉइंट नंबर ए कर दो. शेयर कैपिटल, शेयर कैपिटल कितना आएगा चेक करेंगे. तो शेयर कैपिटल विल बी हाउ मच? 100 में से आपका कितना गया? 100 माइनस, बताओ. तो शेयर कैपिटल 100 माइनस हाउ मच? यू हैव रिडीम हाउ मच? बायबैक कितना किया? 30, एंड देन इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल इशू भी किया, दैट इज 50,000 इंटू 10, 5 फॉर एक्सरसाइज ऑफ ऑप्शंस, तो प्लस 5 हो जाएगा. करेक्ट. बोलो. हैव यू अंडरस्टूड दिस पॉइंट? करेक्ट. तो दिस इज 100 माइनस 30 प्लस 5, that is 75. 75, and preference shares has been totally redeemed. Preference shares has been totally redeemed. So share capital note number 175. Correct. Note number B, reserve and surplus. Reserve and surplus को छोड़ दो. Then write down non-current liability. नॉन करंट लाइबिलिटीज। नॉन करंट लाइबिलिटीज कितना आएगा चेक करेंगे तो देयर इज व्हाट 110% डिवेंचर, 10% डिवेंचर, करेक्ट। तो यहां लिखेंगे पॉइंट नंबर ए, लॉन्ग टर्म बोरोइंग, 10% डिवेंचर, 10% डिवेंचर। तो बताओ इट वाज 4 लाख, 4 लाख माइनस व्हाट 2.2 लाख, तो कितना हुआ 4 माइनस 2.2 इज इक्वल टू 1.8 लेफ्ट, 1.8 लाख बच गया। यस सर, दिस आल्सो वी हैव डन। देन वी हैव करंट लायबिलिटीज, करंट लायबिलिटीज। नाउ करंट लायबिलिटीज इंक्लूड स्टॉक ऑप्शन आउटस्टैंडिंग अकाउंट, वो चला जाएगा, उसको पूरा हटाओ तो 70 माइनस 10 लाख 60 लाख, एंड द बैलेंस स्टॉक ऑप्शन आउटस्टैंडिंग विल बी शोन अंडर दैट रिजर्व एंड सरप्लस, उसको रिजर्व एंड सरप्लस भी दिखाएंगे। तो 70 माइनस 10 कितना हुआ, तो इट इज 70 माइनस 10 60 लाख, 60 lakh. Understood this point? Yes, sir. So this will be total of equity and liabilities. Point number 2 लिखेंगे assets. Assets में सबसे पहले क्या आएगा, non current assets, non current assets. Under non current asset first what will come, fixed assets. Under fixed asset point number 1 what will come, property plant and equipment. प्रॉपर्टी प्लांट एंड इक्विपमेंट आएगा, बोलो यस और नो। यस सर। तो प्रॉपर्टी प्लांट एंड इक्विपमेंट हाउ मच, नो चेंजेस 50 लाख, दैट विल 50 लाख। यस सर। देन वी हैव अ नॉन करंट इन्वेस्टमेंट, नॉन करंट इन्वेस्टमेंट, नॉन करंट इन्वेस्टमेंट कितना आएगा चेक करेंगे, दैट इज 120, 120 में से कितना गया, तो 120 में से चला गया 2, तो 120 माइनस 2, तो 120 minus 2 is 118, 118. Then we write down point number 2, current assets, current assets. तो करंट एसेट्स में सारा एडजस्टमेंट होगा बैंक बैलेंस का, तो चेक करेंगे तो 142, 142 पेमेंट कितना किया प्रेफरेंस से होल्डर्स का, हाउ मच पेड 22, इक्विटी से होल्डर्स का हाउ मच पेड 90, एंड देयर इज सम बैंक मींस 10 लाख also receive for exercise of the option, तो प्लस 10 लाख कर देंगे, प्लस 10 लाख, करेक्ट। तो दिस विल प्लस 10 लाख also, प्लस 10 लाख, तो 142 माइनस 22 माइनस 90 प्लस 10, प्लस 10 कर देंगे, दैट इज हाउ मच 40, तो 40 लाख ये हो गया। तो व्हाट इज द टोटल ऑफ एसेट साइड, टोटल ऑफ एसेट साइड कितना 50 प्लस 118 प्लस 40, दैट इज 208, 208, करेक्ट। तो 208 इज द बैलेंस शीट टोटल, बैलेंस शीट टोटल, तो ये भी 208 आना चाहिए, 208। तो व्हाट विल बी रिजर्व एंड सरप्लस, नोट नंबर 2, रिजर्व एंड सरप्लस देखो कितना आएगा, माइनस 75 माइनस 1.8 माइनस 60 इज इक्वल टू 71.2, 71.2 is the reserve and surplus, इस बात को समझ रहे हो, 71.2 is reserve and surplus, ठीक है। Have you understood this point? बोलो, करेक्ट। नाउ आपको इसका बाइफरकेशन देना पड़ेगा अंडर नोट नंबर 2, तो क्या क्या आएगा बताओ एवरीवन, व्हाट विल बी द डिस्क्लोजर पॉइंट। तो कैन से कैपिटल रिजर्व रिमेन सेम, तो कैपिटल रिजर्व कितना आया 8, कैपिटल रिजर्व में कोई फर्क नहीं है। रेवेन्यू रिजर्व विल बिकम 0, revenue reserve will become nil, correct? Then securities premium will be 0, securities में 0 हो गया, 60 minus 60, but plus कितना हुआ, plus कितना हुआ चेक करेंगे, plus it is 10, तो securities premium will be 10, securities premium कितना करेंगे 10, yes sir. Then there will be one stock option outstanding account, स्टॉक ऑप्शन आउटस्टैंडिंग अकाउंट 10 लाख इसका ओपनिंग बैलेंस था और कितना एक्सरसाइज किया, दैट इज 5 लाख, 5 लाख हुआ, तो हाउ मच लेफ्ट 5 लाख, करेक्ट? दिस पॉइंट यू अंडरस्टूड? देन सीआरआर हाउ मच यू हैव क्रिएटेड, सीआरआर हाउ मच यू हैव, 20 प्लस 30, 50 लाख का सीआरआर आया. देन पीएल अकाउंट का आपका नेगेटिव बैलेंस होगा, तो पीएल अकाउंट देयर इज वन प्रीमियम रिडम्पशन ऑफ प्रेफरेंस हियर 2 एंड देयर इज अ गेन ऑफ 0.2, गेन ऑफ 0.2, तो 2 minus 0.2 is 1.8 नेगेटिव, 1.8 नेगेटिव, तो ये कितना है चेक करेंगे, 8 plus 10 plus 5 plus 50 minus 1.8 is equal to 71.2, मैच हो गया, 71.2 मैच हो गया, अंडरस्टूड? तो whenever they have not given PL, तो of course PL का नेगेटिव बैलेंस आएगा, तो that negative balance I have written in what balance sheet. Have you understood this point? Correct. In the solution they have adjusted with securities premium, but this is the old solution, इसलिए अभी जैसा मैं करवा रहा वैसे करो. Have you understood this point? Now you all know that premium or redemption of preferences and also gain on cancellation of debenture will be transferred to PL account. पहले जब before what? Before means in old syllabus we used to adjust with capital reserve, तो ये आंसर थोड़ा suggested आंसर में मत जाना, तो आंसर will be this only. Have you understood this point? This point have you understood? Bolo. Correct. So with this we have completed buyback of equity shares. With this we have completed buyback of equity shares. Very simple from examination point of view. 2 chapter we have done ESOP and buyback of equity shares. From this means अगर दोनों को मिला के देखें तो on an average they asked from a question of 8 to 12 marks from these 2 chapter. 8 to 12 marks दोनों को combine करके बोल रहा हूँ. तो from these 2 chapter normally they ask a question of 8 to 12 marks. उससे ज्यादा भी हो सकता है. Means this question have been asked in exam for 16 marks. तो 16 मार्क्स अगर यही पूछा होगा और 6 मार्क्स का ईसोप से पूछा तो 16 प्लस 6 ही हो गया, 20 मार्क्स से ज्यादा हो गया. हैव यू अंडरस्टूड दिस पॉइंट? तो वेरी सिंपल चैप्टर एंड वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फ्रॉम एग्जामिनेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, करेक्ट? नाउ देयर इज वन मोर टॉपिक इन दिस चैप्टर, दैट इज इक्विटी शेयर्स विद डिफरेंशियल राइट. आई थिंक यू हैव डन इन कंपनीज एक्ट इक्विटी शेयर्स विद डिफरेंशियल राइट. मींस नाउ एज पर कंपनीज एक्ट वी कैन means company can issue equity shares with differential right. Differential right is differential voting right and differential dividend right. Means there can be different class of equity shares having different voting right and different dividend right. Have you done this in Companies Act? क्या Companies Act में इसको पढ़ा? बोलो या सुनो. This topic have you done in Companies Act? Respond fast. I think everyone have done this topic. बोलो सबने इस टॉपिक को किया है? Yes sir. So I will not take this. This is very much theoretical part which you have done where in your Companies Act. तो आपको इसका पार्ट दिया हुआ that you can read by your own. Any doubt you can ask me or your Companies Act teacher. Correct? Now are you getting what I'm saying? या तो law teacher से पूछ लो या तो मुझसे पूछ लो. This is a theoretical point. Question may be asked from this topic, but that will be theoretical questions. Correct now? So read by your own. Read by your own. Any doubt you can ask me. Correct now? One example is there. This example एक बार देख लेते क्या है. Equity share capital is held by XYZ in the proportion of 40-40-20. ABC hold preference share capital in the proportion of 50-30 and 20. Correct now? So equity capital is held by XYZ in the proportion of 40-40-20 and ABC there are 3 preference holders who hold preference share in the ratio of 50-30 and 20. If the paid up equity share capital of the company is 1 crore and preference share capital 50 lakh, the relative weight in the voting right of equity shareholders and preference shares will be the relative weight in the voting right of equity shareholders and preference shares will be 2/3 and 1/3. तो बोला 1 करोड़ एंड 50 लाख है तो टोटल बिका 150 करोड़ 150 करोड़ तो इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स का वोटिंग राइट कितना हुआ 2/3 एंड प्रेफरेंस शेयर होल्डर्स का वोटिंग राइट कितना हुआ 1/3 द रेस्पेक्टिव राइट ऑफ वेरियस शेयर होल्डर्स विल बी हाउ मच तो ऐसा क्वेश्चन पूछ सकता है व्हाट इज द रेस्पेक्टिव वोटिंग राइट ऑफ ईच शेयर होल्डर्स तो बताओ एक्स का कितना हुआ तो कहने से एक्स विल बी हाउ मच इट विल बी 2/3 मींस उसने कितना इन्वेस्टमेंट किया इन्वेस्टमेंट इज डन बाय 40/100 तो 40/100 का 2/3 निकाल लो दिस इज द वोटिंग राइट ऑफ एक्स सिमिलरली वाई का वोटिंग राइट जेड का वोटिंग राइट ए का वोटिंग राइट बी का वोटिंग राइट एंड सी का वोटिंग राइट हेंस द रिलेटिव वेट इज व्हाट आपको रेशियो निकालना है दैट बिकम 8:8 ऐसा रेशियो निकल गया आई थिंक वेरी इजी तो वोटिंग पावर इज कितना पावर निकालो परसेंटेज केस में अगर आपको परसेंटेज निकालना है तो वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन दिस क्वेश्चन कैन बी आस्क्ड इन एग्जांपल तो लिख लो एमआरक्यू यही क्वेश्चन पूछेगा एग्जाम में एमआरक्यू मस्ट रिवाइज इसको रिवाइज करके जाना only this question can be asked in exam because only one question has been given for what differential voting right have you understood this point फिर इसको पढ़ लेना these are all theoretical point correct all theoretical questions has been given I think chapter you have understood बोलो तो आज के लिए इतना ही थैंक यू वेरी मच विल मीट टुमारो